Hello, my name is Chris Hayday, and I'm the Director of Students and Families here at Desert Hills Presbyterian. Well, it's November, and we're so excited for what's happening with your kiddos this month, not only down in the clubhouse, which is our preschool ministry, but in Studio 15, which is our elementary, our K through 5th grade program. November has some really cool themes. Down in the clubhouse, we're going to be talking about the community garden, where we give thanks to God for anything and everything this month. And then up in the elementary, Studio 15, it's all about contentment. It's all about something we call upcycling. So I want you to check out these videos, and afterwards, we've got a real special announcement just for you.
This month, we are going to use a community garden to teach our preschoolers that I can thank God for everything. Wow, there is so much goodness in that one statement. First of all, I can thank. Choosing to be thankful is the road to contentment, joy, and peace. And we want our preschoolers to have all of that goodness in their lives. Second, I can thank God. Thanking God is how we acknowledge the one giving us all of the good in our lives. And third, I can thank God for everything. Yes, even the not so good stuff. When we thank God for everything, we are showing God that we believe He can use all things for His purpose and nothing is too big for Him. In week 1, we will follow the story of Naomi, Ruth, and Boaz and see how they became a family. They were not your typical family, but they were oh so thankful for each other. And no matter what our family looks like, we can thank God for our family too. Week 2, we will learn about the faithful friendship of Jonathan and David and how thankful they were for each other. Jonathan wasn't just thankful with his words. He looked for a way to show David he was thankful by giving David special things that belonged to him. We can show our friends we are thankful for them too. Next, we see how the Israelites learned to truly depend on God and be thankful for every bite of food they ate. These people had to wait for food to drop from the sky, literally. The thought of that makes me even more thankful to God for my food. Finally, we will visit the story of Elisha and the wonderful couple who not only invited him to eat from their table, but built a room for him on their home for when he was in town. They really understood hospitality. While you and I may not have someone who has made a room for us, we do have people who have helped us, and we can thank God for them. We want our preschoolers to know that they can thank God for everything. We want them to experience the contentment, joy, and peace that comes from a thankful heart. And while we're being thankful, I want you to know that we at First Look thank God for you. Thank you for investing in the lives of preschoolers each and every day.
Do you have this problem too? You go into a store looking for just one little thing, but as you walk through the store to find that one item, you pass all of the other new items. And almost without warning, you have a cart full of new items and you're heading to checkout. And then you remember you never grabbed the small thing you came in for in the first place. Anyone else? Just me? Look, wanting more and more stuff can be a problem. Lots of people live their lives constantly in search of more. More stuff, more money, bigger houses, nicer bikes or cars or clothes, and the list goes on and on and on. They want this stuff when they have perfectly good stuff where they live and could just upcycle or refresh it and give it new life. That's why this month, we hope kids start to understand something about contentment, learning to be okay with what you have. In other words, you may not be happy with what you have or the circumstances you find yourself in, but because of what God has done for you, you can choose to shift your focus away from what you don't have and towards what God desires to do with the life you do have. Actually, the Bible gives us great ideas about contentment and examples of people who had every opportunity to be content but they were focused on themselves and lost sight of what God was doing. So they became focused on the wrong thing, and they lost their contentment. We kick off the month with Paul and something he wrote about contentment to the church in Philippi. Paul wrote that he has learned to be content no matter what circumstance he was facing, which was pretty amazing to say considering he was writing this while he was under house arrest. Bottom line, God can help you be content. Next, we'll check out King Ahab and what happens when he doesn't get something he wants. A guy named Naboth owned a vineyard that Ahab desperately wanted. His wife, Queen Jezebel, took matters into her own hands and at Naboth's expense gets Ahab that vineyard. Ultimately, though, this is a case of be careful what you wish for. Ahab and Jezebel ended up with a terrible consequence. Bottom line, wanting more and more can make you miserable. Next, in Exodus, we find the Israelites focusing on what they used to have instead of focusing on God. As they were traveling in the wilderness, they longed to be back in Egypt where they had food and shelter. And at the same time, they seemed to forget that in Egypt, they were slaves. They were so caught up in what they used to have that they were missing out on what God was doing in their lives right then and there. Bottom line, don't miss out on what you have now. We finish up the month in 2 Corinthians 8. Paul writes to the believers in Corinth and tells them about the churches in Macedonia who donated freely even though they were very poor. For the Corinthian church and for us, this is a great reminder that no matter what we have or what we've been through, we always have something to give. Bottom line, you can always use what you have to help someone else. See, when it comes right down to it, contentment, it's a heart issue. It can't be solved by getting the thing that's off limits, the thing that someone else has, or even more of a good thing you already have. The solution for being content is trusting God in all circumstances. That's why we want to challenge kids this month to memorize something Jesus said. Luke 12:15 says, "Then he said to them, 'Watch out, be on your guard against wanting to have more and more things. Life is not made up of how much a person has.'" See, contentment happens when we put our trust in Jesus. He's the one who's able to meet our needs each day. And really, if we trust God, there's not only no need to worry about tomorrow, there's no reason to be distracted by what others have or what's off limits or what we had in the past. When we really trust God, we will be content with exactly what we already have.
Those are pretty cool themes. So excited about November, so excited about all the activities we have for your students. We would love to see them here, whether it's down in the clubhouse or up in the Studio 15. And coming up, just to give you a little heads up, about 6 weeks from now, Jingle Jam is coming up in December. What is Jingle Jam? Glad you asked. Check this out.
Looking for something exciting for the entire family to do this holiday season? Take a break from all the baking, the shopping, the endless rolls of wrapping paper, and join us for an unforgettable Christmas experience complete with fun, games, music, and lights. Jingle Jam, a Christmas party big enough for the whole family.
That's right, Jingle Jam's coming up December 12th at 6 o'clock. The entire family is invited. This is an opportunity to see your students up on stage, to sing, to dance, to celebrate Christmas in just an incredibly fun way. So we are excited about that. We're going to be having rehearsals leading up to this. We'll be sending you out more information, so be looking for that not only in the bulletin, but as we email, on the social media, at the website, all those places. But Jingle Jam 2021 is coming up December 12th at 6 p.m. We want to see your whole family there. And again, thank you for allowing us to be part of the ministry with your children. My name is Chris. See you next month. Bye-bye.